Hello and welcome to the program Issues on ABS Radio and Television. I am Eze Awoji. Today we shall look at the poor attitude of people to environmental sanitation. Poor attitude to environmental sanitation by people. And of course we have in the studio Dr. Felix Odimegwu, Mr. Commissioner for Environment, Anambra State. Doctor, welcome to the program.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Poor environmental sanitation has become a major threat to the health of the citizens. This is due to the negative attitude and practice of people towards environmental sanitation. Poor maintenance of the environment has therefore been recognized as a threat to promoting and improving human health and individual quality of life. And so we shall start by looking at what sanitation is. Of course, it will help us to know the importance of environmental sanitation. What is the importance of it? Most importantly, why are people not interested in participating in environmental sanitation? Of course, these and more shall come your way on this program. And so, Doc, let's begin with sanitation. What sanitation is?
Yes, thank you. Sanitation is the process of keeping the places of habitation clean and healthy, by providing good, healthy conditions, good sanitary conditions, and also provision of very clean water. It is also the hygienic means of promoting health through prevention of human contact with hazards of waste, as well as treatment and proper disposal of sewage and wastewater. So what do I mean in essence? It has to do with keeping the area where human beings habitate, where they live, where they work, clean and in very healthy condition. Sanitation is part of preventive health. It is sort of, providing primary health for the citizens themselves. Where you have where you live is clean, and then you're able to eat very healthy food, and then the atmosphere, the air so around where you live is okay. You're actually giving yourself primary health, and that is a way of keeping you away from the doctors. So sanitation is very important, and it is needful that people should be mindful of keeping where they actually live very clean and in very habitable conditions.
So, Doc, in the absence of poor sanitation, not keeping ourselves and the environment clean, what happens?
Yes, the data has shown that poor sanitation leads to very health hazards. You have spread of diseases like cholera, like diarrhea, and also malnutrition. This in turn leads to stunted growth. I think statistics has it that about 121,800 Nigerians, including 87,000 children under the age of 5, are killed or die as a result of diarrhea. And this is about 87% of this is actually attributed to poor sanitation, where you have fecal um, um, materials contaminate the food and water that people take in. At least 1 gram of fecal material, has hundreds of parasitic eggs and over millions of bacteria in 1 gram of fecal material. So when it is not properly disposed of, when it actually gets in contact with the food and water, the result is always very catastrophic to the health of people who uh, um, get in contact with this. So poor sanitation is unhealthy because it leads eventually to death of our children and workers.
Poor sanitation kills indeed. Now that we know the danger of poor sanitation, the danger of not keeping ourselves and the environment clean, why do people find it difficult to keep even themselves and the environment, and of course participate in cleaning the environment?
Yes, I won't really say exactly what became of our people. I think from when we were growing up, people have this habit of keeping their areas clean. Even from the rural areas, you see, one find out what is Zambala, and you don't really get to see litters here and there, even in the rural areas. But all of a sudden, the urbanization came with its behavioral changes. The attitude of people became something to worry about. People tend to become more focused on how to go about their pursuit for means of living. You see people becoming engrossed with running around for to get money to feed their children, to put food on their table, and all that. And at the long run, leave out this all important part of daily living. And they tend to miss out on the point that when you get sick, that money that you've spent your time going to pursue will now be spent unnecessarily to take care of that health, which um, you would have prevented if you maintain very healthy condition where you live. So it has to do with the behavior of our people. And I think this as well,
Bravo.
but this is alien to Igbo culture. This is alien to how it used to be then in the early days. But that type of behavior needs to change. People have got to understand that the reason why there are more deaths, more fatalities, the reason why there are much more people in the hospitals than before, the reason why all of a sudden children get sick, the reason why we now have stunted growth in our youth, our children, uh, um, most at times get attributed to the health condition of where these children live or thrive. So that's why the Ministry of Environment, in conjunction with the Ministry of Information and the state government, is pushing so hard in sensitizing the public, on the need for everyone to be mindful of sanitation in the area. Recently we've tried to revive the end of month sanitation, which normally occurs every last Saturday of the month. But still, some people mechanistically tend to not to comply. And we keep asking people, out of the so many hours, 24 hours in a day for at least 30 or 31 days in the month, we ask you, okay, bring out like 3 hours from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. every last Saturday of the month to join us in keeping that very area where you live. You understand? Try to do something that will make that area where you live cleaner than it was, before. But you find out that people still flout this simple directive. They want to be pushed around, they want to be arrested, they want to be punished before they comply. But this idea was not born out so that we will punish people. It was to inculcate the discipline of cleanliness, the habit of people being mindful of the healthy conditions of where they live. That is why we make it mandatory that out of all these hours that you've walked, you've toiled, you've done all this stuff, okay, give us 3 hours where you, with the people that live within the area where you live, try as much as possible to improve the sanitary conditions of the area where you live. Clear the drainage in front of your house, make it free of encumbrance. If there are grown weeds within the area where you live, you cut them so as to prevent pests and
mosquitoes and all of them.
Breeding places for mosquitoes and even dangerous reptiles from dealing with the habitats in that area. This is all for your own sake. At least you being part of a system to improve your own health so as to prevent you from spending that money if eventually you get to fall sick as a result of the condition where you live. I think some years back, the Nigerian Water and Sanitation Program estimated that poor sanitation cost the country at least $3 billion every year, due to loss in productivity. Probably people who get sick and they're not able to work, people who get sick and eventually die, labor costs and all that, and then health care expenditures. This is what the country loses as a result of poor sanitation. So economically, the country loses money. Economically, when a greater percentage of the labor force, of the workforce, becomes sick as a result of poor sanitation, the economy of the state goes down because the people are affected. And then the people themselves, even the monies that they have saved for something that are being used to take care of their health, healthcare expenditures. So in one way or the other, it affects the people socio-economic means and then the health-wise. So it is important that this information, the sensitization of good hygienic habits continues to flow so that our people will comply and have a paradigm shift and change their behavioral attitude towards hygiene and sanitation. And if I know using the model, every household or every compound kwesịrị inwe their own waste bin. Ha kwesịrị inwe their own waste bin.
Ọ bụrụ ndị nke nnukwu a.
Ndị obere ndị plastik a nwere ụkwụ. Ịghọtara ha kwesịrị ha nwere ike ije n'ime afọ gbara kafa jego tie debe n'elu befa. Some time back, I issue a press notice mandating the people never deadline from 30th of June. Now by 1st of July, now you look at it. I back on a compound. Open with good waste management plan. In this regard, have a certain waste bin, plastic waste bin. Open all in a compound land. Now you got one go tier. Or by a bit of you know, push your own wall. But all the one now we need to go to Kia, develop beer. Or government and I say, go on every no, and they go definitely or jelly, or they go to bath or jawal, or spoon or jelly. But everyone want to make it and want to go definitely or jelly in a beer. Can they find they go to plastic waste bin, or I'm not going to be able to fire. So the try is they go down by the now. On take up. You expect to have your own waste bin. Who can't take it? It should be there after the non taking not being no, you come back there. But there after no call ya don't know where. You never go any room baby. Can when you are if I am a bomb at 5 in gutter or by a fear na road corner. But because there are people out trace waste management are always easy for the fear and for government. But all the capital intensive. And it's motor there, and I'm going motor diesel, and it costs so much. But I ain't tactically. We're talking a family of 6, 240 liters waste bin. Double better. All they take at least 10 days before that bill will due. For domestic waste system of that family of 6 work. So if I put that all only able for if you come from that street, you have about 2 times or 3 times in a week. At any given time for the Abula, if you have a judge, and now was any need Ibula if you because no to go Jamuyan in the gutter. Because we hold there that waste bin of 240 liters. Over 120 liters, it will take like 5 to 6 days before Oju. For domestic waste, it's not that compound that so that house that. But all the name that being, all the waterproof all the name when I beg you don't go matter how if you go more than you could have every minute of the day, you could have you want holding. So you know that put in the proof that didn't be if I'm on alpha or this is every hour because small things in a route we hear that construct those news as in the street. They will end the flower, will end up in the go place. But all money will be in a waste bin. If you get hold that waste for at least 5 days. And within that 5 days, we didn't buy if you have to back. This 2 times in a week. If we have one due to overflowing. If I am a young mother, or my own tea, they begin to who get your blue fire. No policy that will also help them. I want to be clean now. I want to have a waste bin in front of the house. It's just a or everywhere, like even Asaba. Or Abuja.
They generate waste as well.
If you was in beans, you was in a little better. You know, all easy for the government to say, I have to fear. Equally. In check it out, I am messy if I am not paid direct. In some areas, in where organized closure, organized landlord association, or gated estates, where the people themselves become participatory. Where they put a price. So when I collect to put a price. The one of the impedance I know in this anniversary, the people are there who go for never government in the other family. If you want a law, in a job, no sanitation. If many people have not paid, and are not willing to pay. Because that's how I feel that the process is not personalized. Because the people don't come to their house to pick up waste. But I ain't chosen. But they have to help us. If you don't have a waste bin, when they bring that, the next thing the blue go on the roadside. Many indiscriminate dumping. If that or go and ice up. You don't akwụkwọ ndị na-ekpokwe ahụfụ ọ dịghị ka ha ga na-anọzi ebe a 24 hours ndị na-ekpo ahịfịa. Meanwhile, this thing can be regulated. With time schedules of pickups. So I know the best way to help us is only going to be in a compound. Can we always be here? I have seen you who need a good government. Go and buy from the market and put it in front of your house. It is a market in your wine. The different way you no school in you, my in now. So we are going to get your life. The baby, baby. I find a book here.
Mr. Commissioner, we commend your ministry and of course Governor Chukwuma for cleaning the drainages. No doubt, water is now flowing freely, no more floods on the roads. But then, how do we ensure, you've talked about the marshals, which means more job for the marshals. How do we ensure that the drainages do not go back to to the drainages, the waste do not go back to the drainages?
Yes. Flooding. The terrain, this country, topography, I am on the low level. Attack. Or this areas that they go sea level. Aside that. This is flooding that may not be caused by man. That's within Anambra State. But all we can have man-made flooding. Inland man-made flooding. That could happen as a result of blockage of drainages. So, and the governor of Anambra State, being a very smart governor, if something is not done to prevent this man-made inland flooding from occurring, no, the devastating. So, here, all the after, how do you prevent the next flooding from occurring? How do you prevent the next flooding? Because one flooding may go erosion and there. Go erosion there, landslide and there. But the next thing, our farmers are eroded, our houses are caved in, people lose their lives. So these things go hand in hand. So how do you now prevent the next erosion or the next flooding from happening? And we decide that now every or any blocked drainage within the means of government now, within the budget because I have more access to wealth or funds like that. Now we get them within the reach of government. I can try as much as possible. Can you make basic drainages here no what they only existing, but are covered up by silt or covered up by waste. In fact, it came to the point that we even saw that before I had a similar source the junior megota. But I was a fusion man, waterproof.
From where they had it in your name?
My plastics. My so many of these things, I was in megota. So governor will say, Nana, you to watch about these gutters. Can me where goes here? At least those man-made flooding that occurs as a result of blockage of drainages can I prevent you the Anambra State. Can I say no case where people die? Now can we keep them within and make it prevent you? I got prevent you. And so far so good. Most of the areas have been cleaned up. Maybe president of Minanaga. Yota. If only you have to be quiet. And then ocha. Oh, it's a continuous exercise. I hear much about I can do but so far we've achieved a lot.
Yes.
Meaning before I'm full everywhere. But I can't do like that.
Yes, because I went to Onitsha, particularly in Afege, yes. The drainage and as you said, the water level, maybe one of them, a lot of job is being done to that effect.
Then according to your question, how do we now continue so that become sustainable? Just like I talked about this sanitation, the environmental services are also mandated. to inspect drainages in front of people's houses. The law stipulates that your homeowner, your landowner, your owner, need to provide for drainage in the I mean, I need to if I am as in Bible as a not child, neither then I the law. Wherefore penalties or fines in the air, the minimum, once you know what's effect. I was not going to change the area. Like a message, go each them out there, or for na Mukwa for the neighbor, the interview one. Yota. I message here, go where them go where meet here the current trends or current realities of the present day Anambra State. Yota. That law, that fire House of Assembly now. Yota. Because I think the trends will be in such a way that once people get to know that this is the punishment that is going to be meted out to onye merefa yotogo onye akabaru dozie die
like when you say Ogandi Dali Wona psychiatrist. I want to appreciate you, Dr. Felix Odumegwu, Mr. Commissioner for Environment and Anambra State, for coming to the program. A lot of things to talk about, but then let's wait for now till we meet again. We want to thank you, Honorable Commissioner. Thank you. And so on behalf of Don Onenji, my producer, and of course everybody in the house here, I am Eze Onwoji. I wish you well. See you again. Cleanliness is next to godliness. Bye for now.